played each other, so talk us through the rules.
Regional matchups are allowed.
Okay.
Rematches are not allowed. So
All right.
like you mentioned, very smart guy, BLG and TL cannot play each other. So we don't want any Swiss rematches.
Okay,
already.
no Billy Billy, no
So, shall we get
Liquid.
started?
Yeah.
Regionals are allowed,
Billy Billy
but rematch is not
Play
allowed.
Wolves or Paper X, Liquid play Wolves or Paper X.
All right,
First
one for the first match is BLG.
Billy Billy. Right?
And then the first team for the
Kind
other
of want
match
this to be Wolves.
Will be
Paper
Paper
X.
X.
Billy Billy. Wait, okay.
Okay.
The
So rematch is not allowed.
yeah, so Paper X play
I think we can kind of predict
Liquid.
the matchups, but still.
Billy Billy play Wolves.
Let's
Oh
see.
boy.
So TL,
Team Liquid,
but they will be moved to play PRX.
Paper X. As Nats just mentioned, he's never played against Paper X, so this should be
Oh, God.
interesting. And
Paper X Liquid.
Wolves Esports
Okay, well,
going
Chinese
up
team's
against
making it.
Billy Billy, so a regional matchup.
Yeah.
Right, so we have the matchups ready. What about the schedule, the orders of the matchups tomorrow?
Yeah, so Team Liquid played second today, so they won't
That's
play
funny.
first tomorrow. So this is actually the order that you see it.
Okay,
with
Billy
only
Billy
4 teams,
Wolves
there's only so
first.
many matchups, right? But still, they're all fantastic.
Why did I do
teams,
this, dude?
and,
I
excited
didn't
for
do
tomorrow,
this, trust
and then
me.
we'll hit playoffs.
I did not. I did
soon.
not want this.
Well, thank you very much, Victoria. And that's
Can't
it
be
for the
tooting
drone
that
show.
horn.
I literally cannot wait to see how
Get
these
fired if I
matches
toot that
play
horn.
out. So make sure you tune in for tomorrow. And that's it from us on stage.
Yes. It was the
Well,
it was
since
the
Nat
shots
said he
fault.
didn't make any of the decisions, we had to go to the source, which is why Coach Lohan
Oh.
from Team Liquid
Oh, okay,
is
we'll stick with
joining
this, see
me
what Lohan's
and
got to say
Ender
about
here.
that.
First of all, Team Liquid versus Paper X. Now, that has happened before, and not with this current roster. It was 2022 a champ, so what do you think about the draw?
I'm super excited, honestly. No matter what, it's going to be a very, very fun game. To be
It
honest.
is gonna be a fun game to watch. It's
I
gonna be
love watching
scrappy.
Paper X, and I'm very excited to play against them.
Yeah, especially with like how their first match looked so incredibly dominant. Then they got
Rando
humbled
Jen,
by
thank you so much for the
Gen G,
gifted,
like,
bro. Thank you
who
for doing
knows
that.
which Paper X is going to show up versus you guys.
They're on the EMEA gauntlet, I guess, Paper X, you know,
Honestly.
against Heretics and now against Liquid as well. Now, Nats is talking about, obviously, with everything going on with the visa and him prepping and playing ranked back at home. I guess you've had
One of the Chinese teams? Yeah, one of the Chinese teams is 100% free.
So I guess the elephant in the room is, what was the thinking behind swapping in Serial for some maps, having Penny,
Maybe I can.
and does this apply to all of the maps, or are we only going to see Serial on Sunset?
They're still blocking there.
I mean, we obviously, let's see
That's
tomorrow. But, I mean, the thinking process was basically, we didn't have a lot of time to prep for this tournament, right? So, on practices with Eric, I mean, it was really good. I think it fit really well to the team. And we're trying to implement a system where we just play to our best possible players, because at the end of the day, strategically, we're going to not be as well prepared as other teams because of the conditions that we are in. And I think, honestly, it's a good approach for the team.
Yeah, I am a little bit curious because obviously Nats brings so much like leadership to the team, like outside of just calling round to round. How different was
Did we
your
find a Viva
role,
outcome?
like,
Yeah, it's
within
not
the
too
team
bad.
when he was
Rough for the
you know,
teams,
back
though.
home compared to now when he's here on stage?
Yeah, obviously the system inside of the server was different. So when he's at home, it was mostly Camu and Keiko taking control of the pre-rounds, and Patrick was taking care of the mid-rounds. Obviously easier now, and I think, I mean, if there's someone that can adapt into any system, is Ayaz, honestly. This guy is a beast. So right now, we're still like giving more voices to our playmakers, but still it's mostly Ayaz that's controlling the system in game.
He is EMEA right now. He is.
Dude, Wolves have a
is
pretty good
real.
chance,
Yeah.
by the way,
So
tomorrow.
We're changing EMEA
Wolves
to
could get through groups, that's kinda
AMEA,
sick.
You know,
It makes sense.
Ayaz. Now, of course, we had to say goodbye to Team Heretics and MyBR. And I guess my question to you, like 2 questions.
The
First,
Swiss stuff.
did you expect
Yeah, it's hard to do
MIBR,
pick'ems when
I guess,
it's
on
like
the firepower end to,
you could get
to
random.
be the way that they did on stage? Because obviously going up against a player like Aspas, and also Heretics being the first team to be eliminated, that's got to be a shock.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite of a shock, honestly. MIBR, honestly, I expect them to play better. But I mean, every team has their own struggles, right? Heretics as well, I was expecting much more from them, right? obviously the teams a lot of the times are heavy momentum based, and I think maybe Heretics is going through a phase like that. But I mean, yeah, I was expecting a bit more for sure.
Yeah, honestly, like both these teams have
The
so
furnace,
much
dude, I
more
might have to throw
potential
myself
that I
in the
feel like we
furnace
didn't even
first
see,
round.
Like much of it at all, like compared to
become
how
neutral.
good these teams usually are. So at the very least, they have a lot of time to sort of get themselves back together and bounce back before stage 2.
I hope so, and
Yeah.
I really hope so.
Heretics were the best team in EMEA up until facing Fnatic, you know?
Yeah, actually, do you think that's
Chat, you
real?
know the pick'ems.
Fnatic just
Right.
somehow
I don't-
are breaking teams. You know, they sort of did it against Vitality a
They did
little
it against
bit.
us. I mean,
You
they
know the
beat us,
pick'ems where you
they
have to
played
do
the
this.
Heretics, they were destroyed. So I don't
No
know.
matter what, there's
how do you
a
bounce
element
back,
of
though? 'Cause
randomness,
that
right?
seems like
Because
such
two of the
a-
teams
you
can
guys
play
have
each
managed
other.
to bounce back. So what's the secret in being able to rally your boys back together?
Yeah, I mean, it always depends on the teams, right? On the
Correct.
players that we have in. I mean, I
Yeah.
think we have a great coaching
That's
staff.
kinda dumb,
I
isn't
think,
it?
Our performance coach is doing like a great job. And I think end of the day, the mental aspect of the game is probably the most important thing coming to this tournament. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I've got one more question about
Because
the
they do it in
six-man
game
roster.
as well, and it's like, here's a
when you're
100%
subbing out players
badge.
between maps, how are
Literally,
they
you
actually
could
like
just
staying warm and sort
lose
of
because
in
of
the
percentages.
zone before getting back out there on stage?
I mean, this is a first for us as
Yeah.
well. It is a first for me for sure. For today, for example, Michael or Cyril was watching the first half and then he just wanted to warm up, play some dead matches, whatnot. It's important, obviously, to hype them up and like make sure they are warm up to come into the game because they're coming for the first map, being the second map, and sometimes might be a bit weird, but thank God it worked. I'm quite happy, and yeah.
I mean, you guys looked amazing out there. It gave
Dude,
me a
yeah,
reason
they're
to
gonna
smile
go into
today,
that game with just no pressure.
I was
Should be
lacking
pretty
those.
sick.
The Nats 1v3. whew.
Also, 1v3, the 1v2, I was in the green room saying, oh, Nats wins these. Everyone's like, oh, does he? I'm like, he wins these. Come on, we've seen him win these.
She never doubted.
I
I can
actually don't.
attest.
I actually don't
Me
doubt. Now, tomorrow, of course, we have more games coming up. And while we take a look at these matchups, Lohan, I wanted to ask you, because PaperX, traditionally, not afraid to get weird. I think if it's anyone that can make
Yeah,
getting
dude, this
weird
game's gonna be
work,
so
it will
fun,
be
though.
them. Now, you guys,
It's a banger game.
EMEA players and teams have kind of dubbed you guys as a bit cheesy with things, and then you came here and brought out a Penny Phoenix, and then we've seen some Vipers here and there as well. Starting with the Phoenix, was that Penny's idea? Did he come to you with that, or was that you and Yao thinking he could do something like this?
Yeah, it was our idea, honestly. It was actually without even practicing with Penny. Like when we were back in Berlin, we were still like cooking some comps that we could make it work with him. And obviously I had a big talk with Penny and he said, I'm comfortable. And we thought it made sense there and it worked. And playing against PaperX as well is going to be like super. I think it's going to be weird against weird.
Yeah,
Good.
it gets weirder. Like
Yeah, it
there's
is
even
weird
more
against
weird
weird.
things.
Yeah.
That's my favorite kind of
It's
game.
fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those series where you're not really gonna
Right.
know what you're in for until after agent select,
Yeah.
and then you